You're listening to Making Money Online with Lisa Johnson, the podcast that tells you what it really takes to build a business and the simple steps to get you there. I'm determined to share with you the reality of easy, simple business marketing tips to make passive income so that you can start making money online. Hello and welcome to today's podcast. I'm really excited today because I've got somebody on the podcast that I get on really well with and I really like. And we've known each other for over a year now. And we have some great conversations. And so I know that this is going to be a great conversation for you guys. So I want to introduce you to Yvonne Bridges. Yvonne is a coach and author. And one of the things that she specializes in is helping people find their relevance in this world. And that's what I want to talk about today, because people come to me all the time for coaching, for business coaching, and they have no idea of their relevance and no idea what they're here for and how much they matter. And so welcome to the show, Yvonne. I'm really, really happy to have you here. You'll also note that Yvonne has the dreamiest voice. So every time she's in my mastermind and every time Yvonne is talking, everyone's like, oh my God, I need your voice on in the evening. Going to sleep. It's so lovely. You should definitely be doing some kind of voiceover work, Yvonne.
Next life,
yeah. Let's talk about what brought you to realizing that relevance was important. You had a big life change happen to you midlife. Tell us about that.
So I'm going to just take you back 2 years. Actually, it's nearly 2 years in this exact month. And I made a decision to leave a vice president job. I was living in another city from my husband. I wanted to go home. So this was all pre-COVID. And I thought, perfect. And, you know, in that role, Lisa, when you're a vice president in the shipyard, you can well imagine how many female vice presidents there are.
Not many.
You got it. So that sort of was playing, but not really in the orchestra yet, right? And so I quit my job, helped them get a new person, and then I moved back to Calgary. And then we went on a lovely, lovely holiday. And I thought, oh, this is great. Okay, now I'm going to start my new online business. And boom. 2 things hit my world. The first was I was diagnosed with malignant melanoma. And so that's something other people get. For me, it's really the first time in my life I went, whoa, wait, what? Now I only have a certain runway left, and these grand plans I have all of a sudden got put on hold. And that was then stymied by COVID. I've not had COVID, except what COVID did was put me in a place of isolation, like it did so many others, except one of my key values is connectedness. So I had to sit still for 3 weeks, like absolutely still for 3 weeks. And some people might say, yeah, well, get over it. True. I probably should. Except when you're a bit of an extrovert and you charge up by the vibrations of other people, I started thinking about my career. My career had been lots of high-powered opportunities to consult or take roles as VPs in organizations with men at the top. And I worked with some brilliant men, make no mistake. Except, do you know what's interesting? When I stopped that world, that consulting world, that I'll come in and help you fix for the next 18 months world, the people who got in touch with me were the women. Like out of the blue, they sent me notes. They said, I miss having you here because you lifted us all up. And so for me, the cancer, those notes, not wanting to go back to where I was, I started thinking about what's really important. Well, you know what's important to women? That we matter. Yeah. That we know deep in our soul, we are relevant. And this is a big one. We all have runway left in our lives.
And we don't often think about the runway that we have left in our lives until suddenly someone tells us it could be cut short. And then suddenly we think about what we really want to do. And you said something really poignant to me before this call when we were chatting, which was the first thing you did wasn't, what am I going to do next? What was it?
It's, what am I going to stop? So probably like lots of your listeners, I've been a bit of a people pleaser in my life. And so that serves you well to a degree, except when you choose to step into your own power, it means that it needs to stop, not full stop, boundaries, breaks. This is how it's going to be from now on. So, Meryl Streep said this great quote, and I put it on my wall for a while, and it's like, I can't put up with this shit anymore. I'm done. And I just thought, good for you, Meryl Streep. And that's, I'm not trying to minimize or marginalize people. It's for me and for many, many women, Lisa, that desire to please take care of your children. Of course, we love our children. We want the very best for them. My 2 daughters, I can't speak highly enough about them. My husband, we've married 42 years. My friends, I've had friends since I was 5 years old. Those people matter to me. The noise doesn't matter to me anymore.
No, I do think it takes something to make you realize that. For me, it was hitting, if I'm honest, it was hitting my 40s. And having that midlife panic made me realize that all of the opinions and all of the noise that I had, making sure everyone else was okay, was actually taking away from me living the life that I really wanted to live.
Yeah. And it pulls your energy away too, Lisa. So then when you really want to give your best, there's already energy leaks, there's gaps, and it's not your best self that's coming forward.
No.
Right? Yeah.
And do you think that this lacking in relevance happens more to women than to men?
Oh, so you know what? 1 week ago, I would have said, absolutely.
Okay.
But so again, I worked with a lot of men and they are amazing. So I've been posting a lot on LinkedIn because that's really where my network is. And the number of men that I've worked with who messaged me privately and said, listen, you may not want to hear this, but what you're talking about, being relevant, matters to us too. And here's why I'm going to say I'm still to the right of that. And to the right of it means women experience ageism differently than men. So let me give you some simple examples. So I'm a redhead. And so, some people say, well, redheads turn into silver foxes. Well, so not interested. Seriously, so not interested. I used to loathe being a redhead. Now I'm like, make it red again. So, but men who go gray look distinguished. Women who choose to go gray shout about it to normalize it.
Yeah.
Different, Lisa.
You don't see men doing that, do you? You don't see men talking about that.
You don't see men shouting about that.
No.
Right. And when was the last time you had a conversation like with your dad or, with a friend of his? Did they talk about their hair?
No. Ever.
No, never. Here's another one. So this is a great stat in Europe. So, and the UK is included in this particular study. This is just great because women choose to have children or not. And even if you don't, you still hit this plateau. So the statistics precisely, I believe, are 64% of men before the age of 35 are promoted the first and second time. Okay. 64%. So what does that really mean? You guys might say, that's not a big deal. I'll catch up. Except here's where it matters. It matters because as they earn more, their pension goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now women who stay in these roles and it takes them longer to get into those upper roles, what happens with their pension? Their curve is not as steep. So by the time they get to midlife and beyond, they're going, whoa, wait, what? where did my finances go? Right?
Yeah.
And so I think relevance for me is not about having a whole bunch of money. It's not about, being right out there and stepping into that fabulous space. It's instead about, listen, I matter. I know where my power lives. I can absolutely step into that arena and I can stand the rotten tomatoes that come from the cheap seats.
Yeah.
Because there are people in the balcony who want to come and stand with me.
Yeah.
And know and create a community of women who are relevant. And so that's why it matters to me, because I care about you and every other woman who's hit that magical 40.
Yeah, because there is a thing when you hit 40 and above where I think it is worse for women because the relevance seems to disappear along with your identity a lot of the time in having kids, but your identity changes so much as a woman over the years anyway. And then suddenly you're not seen as the person that you were before, and you almost disappear because the relevance is around all of the people around you and the people you're taking care of. I think it really matters. And I think what matters as well for relevance is knowing what you want in your life. I think sometimes that can get lost and we don't know what we want anymore. And I speak to hundreds of women who are around the 40 to 45 year mark come to me and say, well, I just woke up one day and thought, is this it?
Yeah. Right?
Is this it? Is this what, like I've been doing the things that I was told to do my whole life for what? Is this it? Is this how I'm supposed to feel? Because I don't feel very relevant and I'm not doing the thing that I've always wanted to do in life. And sometimes they don't even know what they've always wanted to do in life.
Exactly. They don't know what makes their heart sing. So you just said one of the most profound things that I've put the linkages together on for myself and for others. And that's this. The profound thing, Lisa, is relevance is external to ourselves. In actual fact, it's an inside job.
Yeah. We know if we're relevant or not, and we decide if we're relevant
We
or not.
decide how we're relevant.
So
we decide.
How have you decided that you're relevant?
So for me, relevance comes because I've chosen some keywords to live my life by. And when I went back and just thought, okay, so do they still resonate? So one of the words is courage. Another one is connectedness. Another one is confidence. So we'll just work with those 3 C's. And for me personally, confidence came when I stood up and shared with other people, helped them get to where they wanted to go. Could I do that now? Yeah, I could. In fact, I can do it in a totally different way and still know in my soul that if they choose to take the steps, they will get to where they want to go. Not where I think they should go, where they want to go. Courage. Courage is one of those, it's a French word and it's au coeur. And au coeur means of the heart. So when we demonstrate our courage and our vulnerability and that willingness to step into a space that's hard and challenging, and we are concerned about the outcome and we're still willing to go there, that's relevant to me. I could keep that one. And connectedness, if you'd looked at me at 25, you'd have said, holy smokes, that woman has a basket of friends. At 65, I have friends and then I have friends.
Yeah, the real
That
one.
connectedness is 5 people in my life. And so courage, connectedness, confidence. I decided those were my heart words on my path to owning my own relevance, to not step back, to step forward, to choose to connect with new people, expand again.
Yeah.
That's been a big one. Oh my goodness. Heart opening, big one.
I think connection is hugely important for relevance at any age, actually. And I think the last 2 years has shown us how much, I think everybody felt a little less relevant because they weren't able to connect with people. And it makes a huge difference in people's lives to be connected. So if somebody out there is not feeling relevant, they've reached that point where they're like, what is the point of me? Like, why am I even here? What are the steps that they can take to work this out?
So I'm going to say this, they're simple, not easy.
No, nothing ever is it?
Right? Except it really, honestly, I can tell you they are simple steps and everybody can do them. Everybody can do them. So the first one is be. Michelle Obama wrote a book 2 years ago called Becoming. And it was a big rage. And what I really admire about her doing that work is she's focused on young women going from high school to college, education of young women to improve their lot in life. For me, I've hit way the other side of the same spectrum and said, okay, so now you've hit 40, 45, 50, or in my case, 65, slow learner. And who do I want to be? Second step. What must I then do? And I'm not talking about, go for a run, hit 5 miles, do this, do that, create a long list. No. What I'm talking about is what actions can you take that align with connectedness, that align with courage? My words, choose your words, choose your own words. And then what will I have? I will have this deep resonance in my soul that when I leave this plane on earth, I mattered because I left a legacy. And here's what I really want from this. I want this to be a movement over 1 million people, 1 million midlife women around the world know who they are, what they need to do, what boundaries they need to set, what they need to stop doing, what they will have. And in that community, they uplift each other, they hold each other in true integrity and truth so that we all move forward together because we do matter and we are relevant.
You do. Everyone is. We all are. And I think sometimes it's about knowing that. And there is such a peace from knowing how relevant you are and knowing that you're doing things in your world, the world that matter to you and to other people. I think it's really, really important. I love that we talk about this in the way of women and midlife women. I think relevance is actually, I felt irrelevant at 22. I think you can feel irrelevant at different ages, but we
absolutely 100%.
Yeah, but we do see it more in women that hit a certain age because of the life that we lead. We're relevant for such a long time with things like children and jobs and that kind of thing, and then suddenly everything changes. Yeah. And things can happen to us as well. Like divorce can hit you and make you feel irrelevant. Cancer, the death of a loved one can make you feel irrelevant. There are so many challenges that we can have in life that can make us feel this way.
Yeah, like being let go of a job, right? Statistically, the number of women 55 years of age and older who no longer either get development opportunities or aren't able to find another job if they've been let go, it's overwhelming. So, there's all kinds of literature on this, but one of my very favorite ones is the confidence code.
Yeah.
Seriously, the number of women who are let go at 55 and take 3, 4, 5 years, Lisa, to find something else.
So hard.
So the silver split, the empty nest, the marginalized in your role, the being let go in your role. And again, I acknowledge that happens to men. I think the impact on women at this point in our lives makes us pause and say, hey, how am I going to be relevant? How am I going to choose that? Deliberately choose it.
Yeah, deliberately choose it. I love that. Don't allow yourself to just say, well, this is how it is now. When
Yeah.
people say, is this
No.
it? Say no.
No, no, no.
This is not it.
This is not it. This is, do not buy me a rocking chair. And it's just nothing's gonna happen about that. I have a fire pit in the backyard. I'm gonna throw it in there.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen.
Amazing. If people are feeling like this right now and they really need some help to define their own relevance, where can they find you?
Thank you for asking. You can find me on my new website, Yvonne, YVONNE -Bridges, like over the water.com. You can find me on Facebook in a group called Find Your Relevance with Yvonne Bridges. You can find me on Instagram, _Yvonne Bridges.
And you have a book, don't you? You have a book coming out.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Thank you for bringing it up, Lisa. On Monday, November 8th, my book releases. So you can read all the steps, the roadmap to relevance that I created. And it's called You Are Relevant.
Brilliant. I'm excited to read the book. I will definitely be getting it the day it comes out. It's going to be such a great read. And I know, having talked to you, how wise you are about these things and how much you've helped other people. I think it's really important, the job that you do. I think that we don't want to waste half of our lives thinking that we are not relevant. There's so much more. And people say to me all the time about age, yeah, but I'm 60, I'm 70. I can't. Too late now. It's never too late. I have clients that come to me at 70 that change their whole lives around. There is so many things that we can still do to matter and to be relevant. So thank you. Thank you for being here and giving us this information. Guys, do go and look Yvonne up. I will be putting all of her links in our show notes. And thank you for listening today. And if you've resonate with this and you feel like you're not relevant or that you've had to do something to change your perspective on being relevant, we really want to know. So do tell us in the comments, go on to the platform that you're listening to this on and let us know, because we do read all of your comments. And come into the Fabulous 5% as well and tell us what you think in there. We put a little note up each week to say, have you listened to the podcast? What are your takeaways? And I'd love to hear from you in there so we can have a discussion on this. But thanks for being here, Yvonne. Thank you for being here listening, guys. And I will speak to you next week. Thank you for listening to Making Money Online with Lisa Johnson. If you'd like to get hold of my guide to launching, go to lisajohnson.com/launch and let's get you making money online.